I'm very sorry that this might be the last beer that I picked up on my pilgrimage to the 450 North Beer Maze back in, when was that, September, October. What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. So, if you watch my channel, you know I went down to the 450 North Beer Maze Beer Festival, which was amazing. Go check out my video from that. And on my way down to Columbus, Indiana from Cleveland, Ohio, I drove past a bunch of breweries in Ohio and stopped at a ton of them, drank some beers, picked up some beers. And one of the breweries I stopped at was Southern Ohio Brewing in Beavercreek, Ohio. And while I was there, I picked up a mixed 4-pack. I've reviewed the other 3 beers already, and I believe this is the last one from that 4-pack. I'm pretty sure I've already reviewed all the other beers. So as I was putting together a 4-pack, they had a double door cooler, and I'm grabbing a couple beers to put together all from the limited amount of singles they had. And one of the people who worked at the brewery came over and asked if I needed any help. It's like, no, I'm just putting together a 4-pack real quick to go. And he saw me pick this up and put it in a 4-pack. And he said, oh, we normally don't sell that as part of the 4-pack, but whatever, I'll go ahead and sell it to you. And I told him, like, look, that's fine. I want to buy it either way. If you don't want to sell it as part of the 4-pack, I'll pay whatever the price is for the can. He's like, no, don't worry about it. There's only a couple of them left. I'll sell it to you as a 4-pack. So that was pretty nice of him to let me put this in a mixed 4-pack. So this beer here, now that I've talked enough, is called Very Sorry. And it's in this just kind of nondescript generic can from the brewery. And Very Sorry is an Imperial Porter with peanut, lactose, and natural flavors. Comes in at 9.3% ABV this year, or this can, this version of it. So when you look at Untappd says it's 8.3%. However, if you go and look at some of the pictures and some of the people's check-ins and things, and even on this little label here, it'll have a year and then a number after the year. So I did see pictures on Untappd from other people's cans, and some of them are like 2022, some of them are 2023, whatever. And it seems like every time they brew it, it has a different ABV. So I can't fault Untappd for being wrong this time. So like I said, this one here is 9.3% ABV. It is the 2025-01 version of Very Sorry. And I hope it's got a good peanut flavor. Because if you watch my channel, you know I'm pretty harsh on beers that list things like peanut, and then the flavor just isn't there. So on Untappd, it gets a 4.24 with 284 check-ins. Beer Advocate was not rated, wasn't even listed on Beer Advocate, which I'm not surprised. Get it into the glass here. Pouring it into my stout glass, since this is a big, high ABV beer. ABV porter. That's pouring out a lot more thin than I would have thought it would have been. And it did pour out with a giant head on it. That's like a ruby red Coca-Cola color looking beer. I mean, it's not really see-through, but like you could think you might be able to see through it. That's a ruby red with a big, giant, like coca powder colored head. I don't even know if I'll be able to get any sense off of it through that giant head. And I was wrong. That is huge peanut. That is big time peanut on that head. Man, this is setting me up for disappointment, because every time I get huge, giant peanut aromas out of the beer, I end up being disappointed. Since I have this giant head, I'm going to taste the foam. That head is very peanutty. If this beer is very peanutty, I'll be so excited. Let's find out, everybody. Cheers. For a porter, especially at 9.3%, it's a little thin. That being said, that is big peanut. That is very peanutty. I mean, there's definitely peanuts in this beer. And I don't know if they mention it at the brewery or if it's on the brewery's menu or any of the brewery information anywhere about this beer, but it is mentioned on Untappd that there's an allergy warning because it is brewed with peanuts. And it's definitely brewed with peanuts. This is a huge, huge peanutty beer. But it's not peanut butter. It's like fresh roasted peanuts. I don't know about the lactose. Maybe I need to add more lactose. Because I'm not really picking that up. Because it's just super peanut dominant. And, you know, I'm kind of torn here. Because the body's a little thin for me. Especially at over 9% alcohol. But that peanut flavor is just so robust. So fresh peanuts. So nutty. I think I'm going to have to forgive the body on this beer and give this beer 2 horns up. This is excellent. This is super delicious. They say peanut on the label, say peanut, and it's absolutely peanut. It's punch you in the mouth peanut. It is fresh peanut. This is what I want when a beer says peanut or peanut butter. Other breweries need to get this beer and see what I'm talking about if you're going to brew some sort of peanut or peanut butter beer. Because the peanut is just... I almost feel like I'm eating a handful of, like, Planters nuts. It's crazy. This is just such a strong peanut flavor. It's amazing. Really good beer. If you're ever in the Dayton, Ohio area, go down to Beavercreek. Check out Southern Ohio Brewing Company. They have a really amazing spot. I think it borders a park, but they've got a huge outdoor patio area that's like covered with sunshades. They even put sunshades on the sun-facing side, so in the summertime when the sun's setting, you're not getting bombarded by the sun. Then they have a giant, giant field. It's just tons and tons of space there. Really cool place. They make amazing beers. Go check them out. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for checking me out. I really appreciate it. If you have made it this far in this video and you haven't subscribed to me, please hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button, and as always, embrace the adventure.